Have you ever wondered what is past Spiral Abyss Floor 12, Chamber 3? In this video, we're going to talk about the potential that sometime in the future we'll be seeing either a change of Spiral Abyss or something else past Floor 12. When you usually beat Floor 12, Chamber 3, at the end screen it shows that you can continue or go deeper into the Spiral Abyss. Then you're greeted with a very nice looking screen saying that there's nothing left. Well, when the Genshin development team decides to finally add something, they should already know how they already have stuff that would fit and benefit past Floor 12. Something like Floor 13 will come to fruition. What types of enemies or mechanics may we see when we go deeper into the Spiral Abyss? Granted, I think a change like this is perfect for when Sumeru comes out, as it marks pretty much the halfway point overall plan of Teyvat and all the Archon countries. So if you think about what the Spiral Abyss is and what the enemies we tend to receive are, we tend to receive world bosses as pretty much the tanky enemies and a couple new mechanics in here and there, with Magokenki having the three of them most recently than before. What possibly could they add into Spiral Abyss to make it more difficult or interesting when we go deeper in the floors? What better types of enemies than to add weekly bosses deeper in the floors of Spiral Abyss? Additionally, they could add maybe one extra boss at the end, being none other than the Electro Archon. That's because if you remember doing her story quest, she pretty much knocks you down with probably the most annoying and probably coolest mechanic that's different than any other mechanic that we've seen in the game, which is completely shutting off all elemental abilities except the Traveler. To have something like this in the Spiral Abyss past Floor 12 as like an additional boss challenge to beat would be very unique. Having a boss battle such as would increase the need to bring Traveler into the Spiral Abyss, and if you haven't built Traveler, this would be a pretty good idea to think about starting to. Also, certain characters like physical characters that don't require unelemental skills as much, or even charge shotting Ganyu or other bow units wouldn't struggle as much. But again, we can rotate out characters such as maybe Child, Senora, just probably not Dvalin since he's the only non-co-opable weekly boss, so besides Dvalin, any other should be fair game. The importance of adding Floor 13 past Floor 12 in the Spiral Abyss, besides, giving more challenge to the players and giving us something new and refreshing, are additional rewards. Of course, additional rewards. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, come on. Though, this is a great opportunity for, again, when Sumeru drops, they have all these cool boss fights that they don't use beyond the original use of them, specifically the Raiden Shogun boss fight. Like, you fight her once, you learn specific mechanics to fight her in the story, and then after that, you don't ever have to fight her again. It's actually very disappointing. I do hope they don't just completely forget about the fact that they did this. Again, it'll give great new life to Traveler for your team compositions. That means you'll actually want to bring your Traveler to have access to your elemental skills. And mihoyo has done something similar to this type of additional boss at the end of a very difficult journey. In Honkai Impact, in the Elysian realm, when you finally get the perfect run through all 16 floors, there's 3 floor bosses, and at the last floor boss is super annoying. He has a mechanic called Taint, and if you get tainted, you pretty much get shut down out of all your abilities. You get super slowed. Some characters get hit a whole lot worse, as is the character I'm using right now. She'll pretty much lose all of her shield, have no chance of... You can't gain health back. You can't gain SP, which is your ultimate meter, so you can't use pretty much your abilities. You're pretty much dead in the water, just hoping you last through the day. And if you can get past him, which is not fun, though, granted, just get better, forehead. You have the opportunity to fight an additional last boss. This boss is none other than Alicia herself, where she challenges Raiden Mei within the story of the Elysian realm, and you have to fight, honestly, a really odd battle with Alicia, as she has all these mechanics, which I, for one, can't tell you what they do, because I don't really know, because I don't remember if they even told you. When I fight her, I just try not to die. I just clench my buttocks and pray I can live past the level so I can finally walk away with my either weekly rewards or just, a clear in general, because you kind of need that currency if you want to get anywhere. If our boss fight is someone that is not instead is actually a weekly boss like Child, he could possibly have electro immunity completely instead of the reduction that he normally has. So if you bring an electro character, it's not going to be doing much of anything, which could also spice up team compositions for your Spiral Abyss runs, or even require you to build additional characters than you would normally have before if electro could be one of your main team members of your main team that you plan to usually bring in Spiral Abyss overall. And if you even think about all the event-exclusive boss fights that we have and will have in the future, such as the Fell Flowers from both Albedo events and Dragonspine, and the soon-to-be Osio boss fight from the 2.4 update in the Chinese New Year event, after you do the update, the boss battle, it's gone, right? You don't see them again. And this is another opportunity for miHoYo to bring them back for Spiral Abyss, or, down the line raids, but we're not even gonna go there. Just Spiral Abyss past floor 12 is some sights to be seen, as you have designed all these new mechanics. You can make the Spiral Abyss floor larger or however you want past floor 12, because it's completely new and different, to design it in a way that could fit the current boss that you want to bring during the floor rotation of your Spiral Abyss past 412. Maybe third floors 13, 14, 15 could all be a different singular boss and event fight, but that's just stretching long, because they have done in the past similar things. They just need to implement it into Spiral Abyss, and I don't see any negative outcome from doing this, because they can make more challenging and interesting boss fights for players, so they can be happy because, oh, we had a cool, develop new things. The players will be happy because they can get more rewards and more challenge in the content that's supposed to be the hardest in the game so far. And since we don't have that, again, Sumeru 3.0 is the perfect time to implement this, because the game has been out for long enough. All the players are either burnt out or already have enough stuff that they don't need to really keep going with certain things. And this is a nice, refreshing way to implement challenge and new strategy into the game. And overall, for the health and the future of the game, additional challenging content for Spiral Abyss or something completely new is quite necessary. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
またお会いしましたね。